In 8th grade, section 3.2, we're dealing with rational numbers. Now, numbers are categorized, and I'm going to talk to you about the categories. We have rational numbers and irrational numbers. So basically, anything that doesn't fit in the in the rational category fits in the irrational. So we're just going to focus on rational numbers. So there's sets within the set. So the very middle is just all whole numbers and positive. Okay. And then when you get to, whole numbers and positive. So then when you get to W, you get to, this is called natural numbers. My bad. Positive. So this is called natural numbers, which is positive whole numbers, okay? And a whole number is all of the natural numbers, so all your whole numbers, but also 0. This one doesn't include 0. Okay, so if you add to the whole numbers, if you add to the natural numbers to the whole numbers, and then you add all the negatives, so whole positive, whole negatives, and the 0 in the middle, then we get Z. Okay, and then the last one is your rational number. This includes everything. So it includes all the whole positive numbers, it includes 0, it includes the negative numbers, and it also includes any number that can be written as a fraction. So for example, if I have pi, which is 3.14 blah 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 blah, that's not a rational number, it's an irrational number. But if I can do, 0.33, that's the same thing as 33 over 100. Okay, this can be written as a fraction. So as long as it can be written as a fraction, pi cannot be written as a fraction. That's irrational numbers. So, for example, this one, they want us to write it as a fraction. Basically, because this is a mixed number, in order to write a fraction, I'm going to write it as an improper fraction. If you remember how to do that, you take this whole number and you multiply it by the bottom. So negative 4 times 8, which is negative 32, okay? And then I'm going to, I'm just going to leave this negative on the outside. So 4 times 8, which is 32, plus 3, okay? In order to turn a whole number into the improper fraction, I take the whole number, multiply it by the denominator, which is 8, and then I add the numerator. So 32 plus 3 is 35, and I keep the denominator the same, 35 over 8. Okay, and I keep that negative. So this is my fraction. To turn a whole number, I just simply put it over 1. So not over itself, but over 1. Okay? If I want to write this as a fraction in the simplest form, then basically I'm going to take what its place. For example, this is 26 place. This is this is tenths, this is hundredths. So because it's hundredths, I'm going to put 26 over 100. But remember, it wants it in simple form, so I'm going to divide both by 2. If I can't divide it by anything after, then it's in its simplest form, but divided by 2 gives me 13 over 50. Okay? Same thing with this. 0.39 is in the hundredths place, so I'm going to put 39 over 100. And because you can't reduce it, anything goes on top, doesn't go on the bottom, not the same number anyways, this is as simplified as it gets. Okay, these ones, basically the last one, is just asking me which section this belongs, which category this belongs to. For example, 7 1/8, any whole number, right here, 7 1/8, these are all whole numbers. So anything that's not a whole number is automatically your Q, unless it's irrational. So this is rational because it's a fraction. Any fraction is rational. For example, this is not rational, right? Because there's no pattern. I can't turn it into a decimal. So basically, a fraction. So this belongs to I. Because this is rational. Everything here is rational. Well, this is not rational, so I'm going to put I as an irrational. So I'm going to put this here, I, irrational. Okay? And 15 is a positive whole number, so that belongs in N. But it also can fit in W. It also can fit in right, positive whole number, Z, and it also can fit in Q. So it fits in all of these categories, right? So go ahead and try. So remember, this is turning it into a fraction. This is from a decimal into a fraction. Page 132, numbers 2, 6, and 8. 132, numbers 2, 6, and 8. And I will see you in class.